Well, Eddie, I can tell you tonight that, yes, Alastair Clarkson is being investigated by the AFL for a vile comment he made on Saturday in North Melbourne's loss to Port Adelaide down in Tasmania. Now, it is clear that he said something wrong. What is unclear at this point is who he said it to.
OK, stop there. Without saying it, what are we talking about? It's vile comment. The two worst words.
The two worst words you can imagine.
OK, all right. Not imagine, but in swear words.
Yeah, in swear words.
OK,
that's right.
OK. So
the allegation is that he made this comment to the match officials, the AFL officials on the bench who sit between the two teams, and that's what the AFL is investigating at the moment.
Tom, can I ask you, who's making the allegation?
The allegation at the moment is just an investigation by the AFL. As far as I know...
Who's made the complaint?
We don't know if there's been a formal complaint, only that this was heard by officials, this was heard by security guards, this was heard by people around the situation.
Right, OK. So it was coming off the ground, was he?
No, this was during the game in the third quarter when a decision went against North Melbourne.
He was sitting on the bench?
Yep, he was incensed by the decision and he made a slur or a vile comment. Whether he made it to the people on the bench or not, that's what the investigation will uncover.
OK, so he's got a fair rap sheet, hasn't he?
He's got a serious rap sheet, Alastair Clarkson, and it stretches all the way back to 2006. And it started when he called an AFL journalist that word at a press conference. Then he was fined several times, suspended sentences as well. And then if you move over the page as well, he was actually involved in an incident at an under-9s footy game in which he was suspended for 4 weeks by the South Metro Junior Footy League. He got physical with a Port fan as well, and he's also apologised to 2 VFL players for walking on the ground and saying something there. So this is his rap sheet. We know that he has admitted himself that he can be a hothead in these situations. Whether that fits into this category in this situation, we'll have to wait and see.
He already has the sword of Damocles swinging above his head, hasn't he, at the moment?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
He's got a suspended sentence going.
He's got a suspended sentence, and this occurred against St Kilda in the pre-season, a $20,000 fine. That's what he copped, and a suspended 2-match ban. And this is significant because any wrongdoing beyond that, any misdemeanour after that, he'll get that 2 weeks, and then anything on top of that as well. And all it has to do is come under the heading conduct unbecoming. And if it does, you can expect a serious sanction if found guilty on these allegations.
Hey, Tom, do you think it will need the official to come forward and corroborate the story and say, yes, I heard this, for him to be suspended or not?
It's not whether these words were said, it's who he said them to.
Yeah.
That's the key. So there's no dispute that he said these words, Lloydie. It's whether they were directed at the umpires on the bench and the officials on the bench, or they weren't. That's the grey area.
Context, as always, is important, whether the words were directed at or just within earshot. So let's table that. But
exactly.
Yet again, this football club, North Melbourne, is now mopping up a problem that Alastair Clarkson has caused. He is a resource drain and has been for a lot of the time, in the short time he's been back at the club. And the 3 wins that the club has got since he got back, I know he missed 10 matches last year when he took himself out for personal and health reasons for the Hawthorn racism situation, but they have won 3 matches since he's returned, and he's caused as many problems in this space as wins under his watch.
Who's doing the investigation? What part of the AFL's doing?
I'm not actually sure exactly what part of the AFL, but I know the football department's involved as well.
OK, and when do we think this will...
This could easily be wrapped up tomorrow. There was a thought that it might even be wrapped up today, but there's just seeking more information, so it could easily be tomorrow. If not, I imagine the day after, because the AFL execs had an off-site today, which has just delayed things just a little bit.
OK, quickly, guys, and this is a bit unfair, but I want to put it to you anyway. If it is in fact found that he has said those 2 words at an umpire or an official, what do you think happens? He's got 2, so he'll get 2. Is it 2 plus?
Yeah, at least 2, Eddie, and I just hope that the investigation is done thoroughly and properly. It's not just a case of, I was just saying this into the air because I was frustrated with how the game was going, and we go, oh yeah, that's okay, and we let Alastair off again. Oh, what this done properly, even if it takes 2, 3, 4, 5 days, because they're at the bye this week, and they do this properly, because I think if it was a lesser name or a lesser person, I think would be coming down a lot harder.
Yeah, again, Ed, to me, context is important. If he said it at those officials, throw the book, get the 2 weeks that are already suspended and add 3 to it. If it is just words within it, it's an equal bigly issue for the North Melbourne Footy Club, who got him in to lead young players, and he's off the handle yet again in front of those young players.
And this is not making excuses, but just stating the facts. He had a very hard week last week with the Human Rights Commission situation. North Melbourne clearly has been under pressure. He's even been under pressure from people who sit on this table, saying that he should get back to getting the edge going. He's been too nice. As I said, that's just the facts. I'm not playing one way or the other, but that's where his mindset was going into this game.
Can I just say one thing quickly? North Melbourne has declined to comment until after the investigation has taken place. I contacted them this evening.
Yeah, which is fair, and I'm only going to echo everyone's thoughts. Let's wait until the investigation has taken hold, but you've got to be better in controlling your emotions. We talk about coaches who lose it on the bench. That's part of it, so it'll be 2, probably plus 2 more.
And Ed, how far do we look down at suburban football too? Where,
Look, if he has said those words at an official or an umpire, I think it's 5 plus 2. I think they'll throw the book at him. I think you'll get to the situation if players are getting that for homosexual or taunts and things like that. That's the new figure. The AFL have made it very clear. All right, we're going to graduate this up until people actually start to understand this is not acceptable.
Well, they walked past his behaviour pre-season when he did deliver the homophobic slur to St Kilda players. And then they've cracked down on players since. I hope they don't walk past it if indeed that is the outcome this time.
Tom,